an Uber Eats delivery.
Yeah.
And the phone goes missing, you track the phone, immediately you look on the CCTV and you can tell exactly who's taken this phone. When you first went to the police, how engaged were they? Were they concerned? Were they taking it seriously?
We called them on the night. They did ask for all the information and we had a pretty detailed discussion. And then they told us they would get back to us, but we really didn't hear from them in a month or in a few weeks. We thought maybe they were working on it.
And of course, when you, David Southwick, when you make a transaction with Uber, there's a lot of information that you have. You know, the licence plate of the driver coming, you certainly have a delivery order if it's a food delivery. But you don't necessarily know any more information yourself about the person that's coming into your home or whose car you're in, but the company does. The companies say it's got all of this information. Now, it would appear, wouldn't it, that the police tried on and off to get hold of Uber, but Uber won't release this information, and most of it, I presume, is held on servers overseas, so it'd be very hard for Australian law enforcement to get it. So how safe is it really, and are they operating under our laws?
Well, that's the issue here, is in Lana's case, she had been told by Victoria Police that they ultimately need a warrant in the US to be able to get that information, which is absolutely ridiculous. If you've got a company that's operating here in Australia, in Victoria, they need to operate under our laws. And we need to ensure that the government, when they're allowing these companies to operate, that there is a licence, that there is an arrangement, and this kind of information is made available. No one is above the law, and this case highlights the fact of somebody that is doing a commercial transaction.
And on camera, this is not supposition.
No, this
I think you might have picked up
it's
the phone.
full proof.
Yeah.
You've got proof.
You've got absolute proof. And for police to be able to say, look, we're sorry, there's nothing we can do, we've got a multinational located in the States that's stonewalling us with this information is not good enough. We believe police need resources and they need the powers to be able to ensure that situations like Lana's don't happen, that people are prosecuted. Doesn't matter what the crime is, it's a crime. It's a theft, and we believe that these need to be followed all the way through. Police are jam-packed with the activities of crime that they're trying to get through at the moment. But here is a situation where all the evidence was provided to them, yet they could do nothing about it because our laws don't work here in Victoria.
So what happens if you're in an Uber car, let's say, and the car's not registered and the insurances then, let's assume they have insurances, are void and you're hurt in an accident? What happens if an Uber driver hits your car and you're on the road with them and they're uninsured, and you can't, even though you get all of this information, you're stonewalled going back to Uber? This is a crime, this is theft. These are, you know, other examples I've given you now are civil examples, but clearly we've got a company operating in Australia worth billions and billions of dollars, an incredibly strong part now of the economy, used by lots of Australians, but not used very safely.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, in terms of the Uber vehicles, there is a whole lot of registrations and processes which they have to do, which is under a licensing arrangement which the government has provided. But in this particular situation of the shared economy, and it's growing, as we know, there seems to be no proper provision or laws in place.
But we know in the United States, I don't know so much that's happened here, but we do know in the United States there's been a very high-profile case of a young woman murdered by Uber drivers. We know of sexual assault in relation to Uber drivers. You're the police minister in Victoria. I would hope if, you know, a young daughter or sister of mine was getting in a car late at night, that you'd expect the right protections there
100%.
for them. So what do you do?
100%. Well, as I said before, no one is above the law, and if people want to operate here in Victoria, they need to operate under our laws. And it's just not good enough to be able to say, well, you know, this company is located here, so therefore we can't do it. If you're employed to work here in Victoria, then you are responsible under our laws, and regardless of where that company is employed, is located, they need to ensure that the employees that operate in our market come under our laws and our jurisdiction.
What's been the response of the Victorian Government?
So I raised it in Parliament. We certainly have also made some inquiries with police as well. We would hope that the Minister responds and in the first instance ensures that they sit down with companies like Uber and sets a path going forward to how we need to operate to ensure that these cases don't continue to happen. We need to ensure police are properly resourced. They are not. In Lana's case, it took 4 months. It took 4 months from when the report was first made until now she was told there's nothing police can do. That's not good enough. When all the information is there, police need to be able to act in a timely manner and resource properly to do so.
How confident are you to use Uber Eats again, Lana? Have you?
Well, the problem is it's such an easy convenience and it's got our favourite restaurants on it. So it's a bit of a dilemma because we now really don't agree morally with how
you've been treated.
With how we've been treated. So yeah, I guess.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. You did well too. Terrific job. First TV. You're a
She's
pro.
great.
Take my job one day. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Peta. Thank you.